Hello everyone and welcome to Money 2020, where we have the pleasure of talking with Nick Ngoo at Right Bank from Malaysia. Nick,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Richard.
And we are here because of fintech, because of AI, and all of the wonderful things that Right Bank has done. So first, tell us about Right Bank and tell us who you are and all about this fantastic new bank.
Okay, without saying in too many words, Right Bank is the largest digital bank in Malaysia, and we've reached 1.2 million users within 7 months of launching, which was an incredible feat. We are a digital banking consortium together with YTL and C. So we launched with a proposition of making banking agentic. We built our bank AI native, and that was really what we wanted to do to differentiate ourselves from the other banks and the incumbents in Malaysia.
So I'm just going to ask this to expand a little bit.
Sure.
An AI native bank.
Yep.
This is leapfrogging or far ahead of most traditional banks that are stuck with legacy technology.
Yeah, I think we were also incredibly privileged to build a bank from scratch in 2023. As you know, generative AI was gaining traction, the models are becoming better. So we saw how the industry and people are more used to conversational, doing everything through ChatGPT, right? So we thought in order to be different, and because our sister company is also an AI native company, right? YTL built data center for NVIDIA, we built and developed our own LLM, sovereign to Malaysia. It's a perfect ecosystem to also build a bank around those ingredients. And true enough, the result speaks for itself. Users love our AI features. We have more than 1.2 million users, and half of them use AI functions, from paying bills to sending money to asking about their transaction and insights.
That's really remarkable. So this is not AI as coming sometime in our future. This is AI at work right now for your clients, and that's really an exciting message. So I have to ask, the next thing is, why Ant? I know you got involved with Ant in digital technology as a provider, and what drew you into them? Because it's interesting, in Malaysia, you can pick from all of the best Eastern and the best Western providers. You have everything available to you. What made them so special?
I think Ant has proven itself as the largest technology company in the world, right? Powering Ali in China and also around the world. So we knew going in that we wanted a partner that has already proven itself with the scale, and also a leader in AI and leader in payment technologies. So it was really a no-brainer, and the luxury of being in Malaysia is you are exposed to Western and Eastern technology, culture, and we can work with both, and that's the advantage of being a Malaysian tech company. So Ant, were very supportive from the beginning. From the very first conversation, they were, supportive. They didn't need us to go through hoops, sign contracts, and have fixed scope of work. I think that's the culture that we also, built upon, right? So I think it was really a match in terms of culture.
So Nick, you and Right Bank are bringing banking in a completely new direction. We're all used to going to our bank app, and I'm a button pusher, and I go there, and I go to it, and I look, and I said, oh, this is my one bank, and it's blue, and the other one is green, and I've got an app, I've got an interface, and if I want to use my bank, that's where I live. How have you changed and completely reimagined this world?
I think banking usually evolves and follow the technology curve. And like I mentioned a bit earlier, we are lucky to be seeing generative AI take off and the models becoming better. So conversation and chatting has always been very natural to us. It's just that previously with digital banking and internet banking, with mobile applications, it hasn't reached the point where it's possible. But I think now, in the last 2 years, it's becoming possible. So that's why we have to adopt the technology and remove friction from everyday banking experience. So we see, Gen Z being comfortable with offering instructions to send money, split bills to their friends and family. Equally, we see the older generation who are used to going to branch, and then now, because it's natural, they can type and send money to their kids. So I think it has really closed the gap in terms of reachability of banking products. Yeah.
So that's really fascinating, because especially when you talk about older people, because this is a complete financial inclusion issue, where older people were not comfortable pushing the various buttons and working their way through an app. Now they can actually talk to their bank, and they can make things happen. And that's got a whole component for both disadvantaged populations, older people. It's groundbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think we are proud to be having a part to play in redefining the banking experience. You mentioned this privilege, but also for those with maybe slight disadvantage in reading or colorblind or those kind of things. Talking to the bank is a lot more natural, and they already do that with like messaging and WhatsApp. And pretty soon we will do speech to banking. So I think that will be another curve that we break through.
Well, let's go grab on that a little bit.
Sure.
Speech to banking.
Yeah.
How far? We're almost there.
Yeah,
right?
we're almost there. Yeah, I mean with some of the chat GPT applications there, you can already talk to the models. So we're working on that, partnering Alibaba and also our own YTL AI labs. You basically talk to your banking app, right bank. You say, I want to transfer money to my parents. The account is under this contact and 10 ringgit, for example. We'll try to make it happen. We're already working on that.
Yeah, that's a remarkable future to be part of and to be working toward. How your bank was relatively recent, 2023, I think you said to start.
We built 2023 and we launched late last year.
So
25.
you have no legacy tech stack.
Yep. Yep.
What does that mean for you? Because it seems to me that this is like an open highway, an open world for you, compared to a banker who is stuck with a traditional core banking system.
Yeah, it's an advantage for sure, but it also presents a challenge because the beginning phases, it's a lot of vendor selection, evaluating solutions, and even figuring out the right feature to release first, right technical architecture. So it's not as easy as, because there's no reference, we're starting with a blank piece of paper, but we also knew that this is an opportunity to launch once and make an impression from the go. So if we launch the same experience as a incumbent bank that has digitalized or another digital bank in Malaysia, we'll just get lost because we're also the last one to launch. Yeah, so knowing where we position and then coming up with that differentiator is really important for us.
And that's really interesting because here you're using your AI tech stack as a differentiator, which is going far beyond, hey, we're a digital bank. And you said it, well, there are other digital banks out there. So here, you're able to use AI as a clear differentiator between what you do and others do, which means for you, so here's the key question that everybody's asking about AI in general, ROI. So for you, the ROI is clear in how you're using AI because it's an essential ingredient of your bank.
Yeah, I think ROI can be measured not just by dollar values that you get back. We believe that will come. If you build the right product, right bank for the people, it has proven that they will sign up and we will have the customers. But also in the data that our recent NPS score is 76, which is mind-blowing for a bank, but also for many of the digital consumer apps out there. So I think that just shows that users love the interface, the technology that we bring, and that in itself is an initial ROI. It validates what we do.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what I really love about this example because in many cases with AI, companies are looking for ROI, obviously, and nobody can blame them, and they're looking at small incremental amounts. But here, to use a term that we like, is you've grown the pie a lot larger. The ROI isn't about how, we're calculating that we made X% on this. No, this ROI is, this is who we are. You said you were an AI bank, so it's existential to you or to your operations. And I think that's really fascinating. And I think other banks will eventually come around to this concept that that they have to do more.
It's funny that you mentioned that because a couple of weeks ago, one of the leading neobanks in Europe released their AI banking co-pilot. When we saw the video, we were like, wait a minute, this looks very familiar.
I love it.
So it shows that in APAC, in Asia and Malaysia specifically, we can innovate. We can show the world that we're leading in certain areas. So it's great.
That's a wonderful theme because when we come here, particularly to Money 2020, we look at payments. And it's very hard sometimes because people from the West don't understand how advanced the East in general is with regard to payments, and that the East has leapfrogged ahead. And now I find your example really interesting because you've also got a category now with you in your AI bank are now being copied in the West. So
that's why I think it reiterates our selection of Ant, right? They led the world in digital payments and e-wallet. So China went from unbanked to digital payments. So the power behind that was Ali and Ant, right? So we hope that right can play this role in the banking evolution as well. And I think we show glimpses of that, but we cannot rest on this alone. Everyone will copy, someone else will overtake, and yeah, it's a constant iteration.
Yes, but I'm going to say something.
Sure.
And the thing is that what I love about this is that we now have essentially the West copying the East, when traditionally it's always been, oh, the East just copies the West. Yeah, that's not something new, and nor do I think it's too controversial to deal with. But we have advanced banking technology, advanced payment technology, and the East is now making a very strong, showing that it's very strongly innovative and leading in a lot of areas. So I think that's really fantastic, and your bank is one of the leaders. And it must be funny to watch a video and say, hey, we built that.
Yeah, I mean, even in AI, right? Many Eastern companies are on par and overtaking the West. I think we all just copy each other at the end of the day. Maybe there's a prize, but who's keeping track?
Right. That's the thing. Who keeps score?
Yeah.
At the end, it's all about your consumers and your users.
Yeah.
And as long as they are being serviced, and whether the ideas are from the West or from the East, or the AI is from the West or East, it's all the results that are really what you're after.
Yep. At the end of the day, we want to build the right bank and connect our customers to the right banking product. The rest is secondary, I think. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having a chat with us, and great
Thanks
seeing
for
you
having
at Money
me.
2020.
Yes. Thank you. See you.